Joe Rogan said that back of the head shots should be legal in MMA. Here's the full quote. I don't even know if we should stop hitting people in the back of the head. It doesn't make any sense to me, and it should be legal. If you talk to a neuroscientist, they say that's a particularly vulnerable area, but isn't the temple? Aren't the eyes? Everything is so vulnerable. I agree with Joe Rogan, and I would argue that there is no such thing as fighter safety. I don't agree with Joe Rogan that back of the head shots should be legal. I think we need to, limit some of the dangers, right? Like biting should be illegal too. Like biting is just as bad as a head kick. You know what I mean? Like if I bite you on your fingers, I could potentially, rip off your finger. You have the mouth guard there, so it kind of reduces that chance, but that's gonna still hurt, dude. The both bottom teeth could definitely dig in for sure. So, you know, should we allow biting in the UFC? I don't think so. Should we allow like eye gouging? Like, should you be allowed to like, you know, no, that's ridiculous. Should we allow going into someone's ear? Should we, pulling up the nostrils and ripping someone's nose off? I mean, listen, guys, not for nothing, but if I had to paint a scary picture, imagine a guy like Hamza Shemaev behind you on your back, and he decides to rip in here with both hands and just like Superman ripping open his chest, right? Like he would literally rip open your face and it would split up. Like it would be so devastating if he did that. And he could do that like this. Like, there's so many devastating things that just shouldn't be allowed because we're trying to mitigate this. We need to chill out. So I don't agree with Joe Rogan that the headshot should be legal. Back of the headshot should not be legal. I disagree with Joe Rogan on that point. I do, however, get what Joe's saying. And I feel like Joe is realizing that, man, none of this stuff is good for you. And arguably, you could argue, like, maybe we shouldn't be doing MMA. Like, Habib has said MMA is haram. Like, MMA might, it really is like human cockfighting. You know what I mean? Like, maybe it should be outlawed and banned, even though it's my favorite sport and stuff like that. But that's just what it is. But we try to keep it as sport friendly as possible. We try to keep it as clean as possible. But ultimately, at the end of the day, you're hitting someone in the head as hard as you could. You're doing a flying knee. Look at Michael Venom Page, the flying knee he cracked Santos with back in Bellator. Literally put a dent in his skull, bro. That's some scary stuff, and it's the reality, And if it's not your skull, it could be your orbital bone. It could be your jaw. It could be your whole everything, bro. Like this is a dangerous sport. And that's why I believe win or lose, bad record or not, whether you fought for the UFC or if you fought on the regional scene, if you step foot inside of the cage, you deserve a bit of respect for that, man. Like, oh damn, he did that. You know what I mean? It takes intestinal fortitude. It takes balls to do something like that. Either balls or stupidity. You know what I mean? But one or the other. Like, hey, he went out there and did that, and that's just what it is. Now, back to my point on fighter safety not being a thing. It's not a thing, bro. It's not a thing, and I always say it. There's no such thing. When you step in there, bro, it's the wild, wild west. You can get poked in the eye. Look at Henry Cejudo. Look at Michael Bisping. He got head kicked and lost an eye. You could be going in there against someone who's cheating, right? They're taking performance enhancers. Bro, this is a crazy thing to do, but if you want to do it, you have to accept that. So the idea of fighter safety, I feel like needs to start like being abolished. Like we could mitigate the danger for sure. That's why I'm saying like keep like no fish hooking, no eye gouging, no low blows, no back of the head shots. So I'm not Rogan's just like, oh, let it all fly, let the freak flag fly. But no, thank you. We have to maintain some type of order and sportsmanship and discipline, right? One of the most beautiful sights in MMA is when someone knocks a fighter out and they go to follow up and then they decide not to. They think better of it. They show discipline and control over themselves, and that's what we all aspire to be, right? I mean, who wants to walk around here getting controlled by people, being manipulated by people. So if someone can get up under your skin, you know, Mike Tyson said it many times, if someone could get under your skin, they're your master. If they can make you happy, if they can make you sad, if someone could alter you, can manipulate you, can get you to react in a certain way, they are your master, and they've got you on a string. You have to have better control of yourself, and that's something that mixed martial arts does teach. It teaches you discipline, it teaches you all these things. That's why I love martial arts. It's just a shame that those qualities don't get promoted as much. The discipline, the bowing, that stuff doesn't get promoted as much as like throwing a dolly through a bus. And where's Noah? Where's Noah? You know, it's just not as watching a train wreck happen. It's just not the same thing. But we love to see it. We all love to see it. Nobody looks at that and goes, "Oh, look at Lyoto Machida. He corny as hell for bowing. Oh, he corny." Nobody thinks that, bro. And if you do, you're the corny one. Like, I guarantee you are. I promise you. So it is what it is there. So I disagree with Joe Rogan on the fact that back of the headshot should be legal. No, they should not be. But I do want to say that Joe Rogan saying this proves my point that fighter safety does not exist. That's the vocal point of this video. It doesn't exist, fighter safety. I would rather a late stoppage than an early stoppage. I want to see definitive stoppages. That's just my take. This idea of, oh, fighter safety, it's for fighter safety. There's no such thing, bro. It doesn't, like, the whole sport is inherently dangerous. And, you know, Joe Rogan sort of just co-sign that. So that's pretty much my take on this. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, whether you agree or disagree. It does not matter. Just join the discussion, follow for more, and leave a like if you enjoyed the time spent. Thank you. You are all appreciated.